Yeah, thanks for that, Ed. Looking at the program, you can see my name actually wasn't on the program, so I realized that I'm the last thing standing between you and, well, the dance floor, but more importantly is probably the bar. So I will keep that in mind. But I just wanted to say what an outstanding evening this has been tonight, and one of the things I think we've heard from all the speakers this evening, everybody that's up here has been about, it's been about people, right? I mean, all the continuing theme that we've heard tonight is, in the end, it's all about the people that you meet up here. In this age, you can sit around, you can play with your video games, which I do myself, you can rub on your phone all night, but in the end, make sure you look up and meet the people that are around you, because these are the friends that you're going to have for the rest of your life. These are the people that you're going to meet and continue to meet. I've had my friends like Rich Waltz, Leo Sugg, Ed Brown, that I knew when I was an undergraduate here. Great friends. And then I meet more. I meet Chris Bartnick. And then I meet Chris's parents, Richard and Jean. And it just continues. But you got to get out. You got to learn to meet these people, because if you don't, you're really missing it out on a lot of incredible people. And this is a great place to be. I can't highlight that enough. Penn State's a great place to be. Theta Chi is a great place to be. 2 scotches, yeah. I met my beautiful wife when I'm up here. Basically everything I have, I owe to Penn State and Theta Chi. So just remember that. Remember this evening. Remember the people that you met tonight, and continue to go out there to continue to make a legacy for yourself, as Mr. Lubrano said. And before I go into the award that I'm supposed to present, one other person I want to thank for this evening is Leo Sugg. Leo's another going back to what Theta Chi means, helping hand. When we, about a year ago, when we decided to put something on, I had the idea to give Leo a call. Leo is the one that put together our 75th anniversary celebration. Gosh, it's about 20 years ago now. That was a great time, and I said, you know what? Leo did a great job with that. Let's see if he can do something for us again. And you know, this is a person I hadn't talked to, because he traveled, I traveled, hadn't talked to as much over the years. And when I called him and said, is this something you'd be interested in doing? You know, there was no hesitation. He said, yes, I'd love to do that. And also want to give a shout out to the undergraduates. But one thing he did before he agreed to put this on, was he said, let me go up and meet the current group of undergraduates. He came up last year, came out to the house, met you all, and I think he called me that night after meeting with the current undergraduates and said, this is the greatest group of young men I've ever met in my life. How can you not want to be a participant in the house? How can you not want to come back to Theta Chi? How can you not want to come back to Penn State and be part of this? Because they're truly outstanding. And especially if anybody was at that Michigan game last weekend and at halftime, which was a great game, yeah. But possibly, you know, even better than the outcome of 4 overtimes was at halftime when they announced the overall winner of homecoming, and they said Theta Chi representing. So I think Leo was right about that, and Leo, thank you very much for putting this on this evening. But now let's get into the award that we have to give out. This is a new award for us, and let me just share with you some of the background of this. At the beginning of this century, the Omega chapter of Theta Chi at Penn State University was at a crossroads. I think we all know that. What had been a vibrant and thriving fraternity for over 70 years had no active brothers. If you remember this, a boarded up house. That house at 523 South Allen Street was boarded up. We had no financial resources. And probably more importantly than that, we had unfunded requirements from the Borough State College. They were basically going to shut it down because we had improvements we had to make to live up to code, and we couldn't make them. We had no money to do that. The leadership at Theta Chi National really stepped up to the challenge. They recognized and understood that a mega chapter was something that really needed to continue to survive and thrive. And they also recognized the potential to have a renewed organization here at Penn State. But the key to that, the key to having a renewed Theta Chi at Penn State, was the nucleus of a new leadership and a mega chapter. a nucleus that recognized and was well-versed in the opportunities and really the challenges facing fraternities in this new millennium. A new generation of students that really were different from the students even from when I was back here in the 80s and 90s. In short, while national headquarters was prepared to fight for Omega survival, somebody from locally, somebody from Omega chapter needed to step up, take the lead, and really reform Penn State at Theta Chi Penn State, excuse me. And a little bit more than 7 years ago, Richard Maltz became that person. He encouraged alumni brothers to join him on a new board of directors, worked with senior leaders from both Penn State and national headquarters, and in effect created a new Omega chapter. Since Rich has been president of the Alumni Corporation, the chapter has been reborn, and I think we can see that this evening. His leadership has restored the financial health of the corporation, initiated a capital campaign, and set the conditions for Omega chapter to grow and become the model organization in the Penn State University fraternity system. Uh-oh. Here we are, we're at the key now, yeah. And so in recognition of Richard Maltz, we've developed an award to celebrate his achievements tonight. It's been developed by our current active brothers, and they've taken into account service, leadership, scholarship in making their award. This really is a person that kind of exemplifies what Richard has brought to the Alumni Corporation, and really to highlight that new generation of leaders, that new generation of future board members, I hope, that are going to take Theta Chi well into the next 100 years. And tonight, that winner is Ian Maxwell.
Education expenses, the amount of $1,000. So it's really going to be meaningful to some students going forward. And Rich has done a bang-up job. I'm telling you, I hope he stays involved. I want to thank Jim and Rich and everybody else who's come here.
One thing that Jim forgot to mention.
All right.
Another one.
What he meant to say is that the name of this award is the Richard Maltz Century Award, which is presented to that active brother that has exuded the most in the furtherance of the honor of Theta Chi. And it's meant to honor Rich Maltz for the work that he's done as the president of the Alumni.
Again, thanks guys. Thank everybody for being here. I do want to give Leo Sugg another thank you. I mean, again, we did the 75th anniversary. It was fabulous. He pulled this thing together. I think we're going to call on his experience in about 5 years to pull our 100th anniversary celebration together. Hopefully he's already going to do that. That's good. You know, something that was mentioned earlier, I think by Jim, is that our experience is all about the people. But keep in mind, you know, we do have a capital campaign going, and the one thing, we've not all gone through the same pledge program, and we've not all had the same parties. But the one thing that sort of binds us all together is that big brick box at 523 South Allen Street. So let's keep that thing together, keep it improving, so we all have a place to come back to and say, hey, that's where we spent our undergraduate years. That concludes our formal program. Okay, so please stick around. We've got entertainment through midnight. So again, thanks for coming. Have a safe trip home tomorrow.